The Magical Revolution and the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady, Volume 2 Review. With an anime currently airing, The Magical Revolution, the Reincarnated Princess, and the Genius Young Lady is making a name for itself as it wins the hearts of viewers with protagonists and Espia's antics. So what better time than now to return to the source material and find out what Volume 2 has in store for the cast. As we reunite with Anispia and Ophelia, we learn that after defeating the dragon at the end of Volume 1, Anispia has been cursed. Of course, she's not going to let that stop her from pursuing her magicology. In her dreams of using magic, she returns to best friendly friend Tilty Claret to help her figure out how to channel the curse into something useful. Tilty, just like Ophelia, has been drawn a lot. Her family disowned her because she couldn't control her magic and caused a lot of problems as a child. But Anispia realized this was due to her magic being too powerful and causing her pain to use. Eventually, Anispia helped her bring it under control, and now she helps out with Anispia's research as a way to paying back all the support she was giving back then. Naturally, Tilty is just as much a troublemaker as Anispia. Anispia intends to let her ideas run away with her. There are bad influence on one another in both Ophelia and Anispia's maid Ilya, which can be a bit more restrained when it comes to their eccentric experience, but as seen in Volume 1, there's no stopping Anispia when her mind is set on something. Despite the fact we spent significant time with Tilty in this book, the real meat of the story lies not with the dragon's curse, but instead in an extension of Volume 1 storyline about Ophelia's ex-fiancé Algard and the woman he dumped her for, Lini. Having been unable to get to the bottom of the allegations against Ophelia that claimed she was bullying Lani, the king decides to kill Lani in for an audience with him, despite Anispia. Although his daughter is a troublemaker, she does have a good sense of when something isn't right, and he knows her input will be available despite any headaches she may cause him. It doesn't take long for Anispia to realize something isn't right with Lani, and after she takes her aside to investigate, she discovers why her brother Algar has been acting so out of sorts. It should be something easily solved with time, but unfortunately, there's plenty of trouble brewing in the background, and Anispia may not have the time she requires to resolve matters peacefully. Author Piero Carazzo states in the afterword in this book that it acts as a conclusion to the first arc. There are still some questions left over, but I can certainly agree with this brings the biggest story beats to an end and looks to move into something different for Volume 3. Piero has once again reading a book that balances moving stories along should also give all the relevant cast plenty of attention, which is no small feat while keeping the page count contained at 200 pages. While Ophelia takes a bit more of a backseat, while for the majority of this book, if fears and concerns about the future that will follow in Volume 1 are still present and develop here, meeting Tilty makes her uneasy and jealous, as she realizes she doesn't have to be the one who works as an espia assistant, and she even isn't needed at all. What I like about this is that the Ophelia is showing signs of deciding her future. She's not simply wallowing in self-pity, and it makes her storyline all the more likable. I want her to find happiness, and I'm confident the author will be able to bring it all together if it's going to take a little while longer. The Magical Revolution, the Reincarnated Princess, and the Genius Young Lady Volume 2 comes to the West thanks to Yen Press and continues to be translated by Hayden Trowell. The translation reads well, no issues to note. Volume 3 of the series is already available when number 4 is set to release in April. As previously mentioned, there is also an anime adaptation airing currently, which is proving to be a wonderful watch, so please do check that out if you enjoy the light novels. Overall, The Magical Revolution and Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady continues to prove itself an entertaining read, with new additions to the cast and follow-up in the storyline from Volume 1. There's a lot of key readers in the book hook here. If nothing else, you enjoy seeing what crazy things Anispia is getting herself embroiled in. 9 out of 10.